Is there anything like you've like yet to go in terms of like videos for Japan? Because I feel like again, like because I think the question came up.
The idea from him.
Yeah, the question came up of like because we finished Journey Across Japan 3, and we were like, oh, is it gonna be? Obviously, I think after the last episode goes up, I think next week as of this episode, if you get it done.
Are you planning another Journey Across Japan?
I don't know. We're gonna get asked.
I might do one day, probably next year if I do it again. But like, I like to just sort of do individual episode challenges now. A series, it's a lot of pressure, right? Because everyone's like, "When's your next one?" It's like, whenever I finish editing it, you know. And it's quite tricky to put a series out. And then with a series, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, I love the first episode." Then you get, "Oh, the second episode's got the third," and then the fourth, it's like, "Is this still going on?" Then the fifth, it's like, so like,
you kind of dwindle.
Generally, a little bit. You lose a bit of momentum, you know?
Right?
But it's kind of done all right, this series. But it kind of like, you just think, I'll just do a standalone episode next time. Like like I did an episode where I went to Japan's most northern extreme point this year. And that's just one episode, 30 minutes long. And that was kind of fun. I see doing more like standalone, almost like a Trash Taste special. It's going to steal your format. Except
it's going to be special. It's a
Chris special.
Me alone on Krakatoa. It's going to be great.
What I want to know is like how much planning goes into Journey Across Japan, because it seems like
what's so funny? Why is he laughing?
Just picturing climbing Krakatoa.
Is it Fuck still off there? With the mud.
Is it still there? Look,
is it still there?
It's a fucking volcano. That's a fucking.
I think it blew up and actually disappeared.
They don't just go
what are you talking about?
I think the eruption was so powerful it blew the whole summit off. So it's like Mount St.
I don't think it's erupted within our lifetime. I think you're talking about an event that happened like 200,000 years ago, Chris. I actually don't know what you're talking about.
We're going to find out.
If it happened 200,000 years ago, we probably wouldn't fucking call it a mount anymore. You wouldn't know what it was.
All right, here we go.
All right.
1883, the eruption of the main island of Krakatoa.
It's an island.
Okay, what? 1883.
It wasn't 200,000 years ago. It was like 200 years ago. My bad.
It's
my
erupted
bad.
a few times.
I'm sure
volcanoes
generally do that in the entire history of the Earth.
It was...
making it one of the most devastating volcanic eruptions in human history.
Okay.
1883.
1883.
How good of a YouTube video would it have been if your volcano exploded while you were in the Cessna?
Well, it did explode, didn't it? Yeah. After we flew over it.
Later.
Sakurajima is the most active volcano in Japan. It smokes 24 hours a day. And then about a week after we flew over it, it actually erupted. Yeah. And if our plane had been going over it, it would have been like just swatted out the sky.
Yeah. It was pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, the pilot was quite good. He was like a military pilot. And that could be a great video. Him like,
just barrel roll.
But like, yeah. It was a little bit dangerous. Like,
a couple of people died, right? I'm pretty sure.
Not that day. No, that day. Not there.
I hope so. No, you just see someone die, just like, are we still filming this? Are we still going, guys?
Isn't the town like built right next to the volcano?
Yeah, there's lots of thousands of people live around the base.
That feels like a bad idea.
It's pretty safe. The kids have to wear helmets to protect them from ash and things. But
like
so there's like an acid bath and an electric onsen.
There's a bit of a difference between a spicy bath and a active volcano.
It's like telling you 100 ways to kill yourself with glory. This episode, isn't it? Like,
that's the title. That's the title of this episode.
100 Ways to Die.
100 Ways to Die with Chris Broad.
That's the title of this episode. Thank you very much.
Do they have a plan for if the volcano goes off? Or?
Well, the people are safe because they're sort of just far away enough from it. But it used to be an island, Sakurajima, and then it erupted and became a peninsula because the lava just connected with the land and built a land bridge. So it's a pretty hardcore volcano. Too much volcano, some would say.
Yeah. ASO.
It's not Krakatoa, though, is it?
It's not Krakatoa.
It's no Krakatoa.
It's in Krakatoa. Sounds like a game show. It's in Krakatoa.
Why are you obsessed with fucking Krakatoa?
It just sounds cool.
No,
it's a cool sounding
Krakatoa.
Right. Yeah, because like you always seem to like find some really out there ideas, cool ideas for not just Journey Across Japan, but just in general. And these guys are talking about how you literally like fucking scour Google Maps or something.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
what goes into that?
There's definitely variables on Journey Across Japan. Like we have a kind of start and end place. We have the hotel at the beginning and the end, and then I have a few locations lined up. And then I sort of keep it from, in this season, I kept it from Joey and Natsuki. Yeah. And then we get challenges, and then the challenges shape what happens, right? So like the day we did the rap, Too Much Volcano, we could have done anything. Could have been like, eat the worst food in Kumamoto, or, something like that. So there's lots of variables that keeps it fresh and original. But when you've got a team of like 5 people and, it's a very pricey experience to make, you've got to make sure that you're actually doing good things, right?
Yeah.
So the various places are planned out. But I wouldn't say it's scripted as such.
No. I feel Journey Across Japan 3 though was like way more intense than 2. Like I just feel like that week of 3 was just we did, I reckon, twice as much stuff as we did in 2. At least that's what it felt like to me.
Just asked myself, how could you make like the ultimate series in a week? And that's pretty much all the stuff I found led to that.
So how long did it take in total? Like
to find all those
days?
places?
Oh, I guess.
Or to like plan it out, schedule it, and all that.
No, 3 days.
3 days?
72 hours.
No fucking
No, I
way.
did actually spend like 2 or 3 days just glued to Google, like, fucking, what is there?
I spend more time trying to plan my fucking holiday, and then you just planned an entire fucking special, 5 day special.
I think the greatest find was this abandoned island called Ikishima. There's like the abandoned island everyone knows near Nagasaki is Gunkanjima Battleship Island, which you've probably seen in
Terrible,
Skyfall.
though.
What?
Because you can't fucking do anything there.
Well, yeah,
You
I thought you could walk around it, but you can only go
90% of it is blocked off.
So you can only go as a tour, and that was going to be the centerpiece of the series. So once I discovered that, I was like, we're fucked. And I got really depressed, and I was like, is it even worth doing this series now? The Lost Islands, it's not going to work, is it? It's going to be the boring islands. And like, so I kept looking around Nagasaki, and I found just 40 kilometers north another island, bigger, 10 times bigger than Gunkanjima, 30 abandoned buildings, like a city, a mini city, and
less than 100 people.
And 100 or so people live there, and you can explore it freely.
It looked really cool.
It did look really cool, and that was my kind of probably my favorite episode actually.
So what's like your process of finding these places? Because I would like to know, because like I would like to travel around more around Japan, but I literally don't know where to fucking start. Like, you do a Google search about cool places to go in Japan, and you get like the same 10
Shinjuku.
Shibuya. You get the same 10 articles with the same like 20 places
Kyoto.
in every fucking article.
Surely you just pick a place, like a place you want to go to, and then you start looking at everything around the area. Right?
I would switch to Japanese. Use Japanese to search. It gets a lot easier.
Right.
Because obviously the people that know the places are going to be in Japan, speak
Yeah.
Japanese. And so if you do that, you'll find like 10 times more interesting places. Otherwise, it's just always tourist hotspots. It's
Yeah,
English.
basically.
So that's my advice. Get someone who can speak Japanese to look up these places. Yeah.
Thanks,
Bailey.
Great.
Bailey.
Like sick.
Or him.
Now to just find that Japanese person.
Yeah. Joey?
Jack?
Joey planning the next Trash Day special?
Yeah, sure. I guess.